Hey there, Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and today I want to talk to you about, now hold on, just hear me out, the similarities between breastfeeding, crocheting, yoga, and knitting. I know. Stay tuned and you'll find out what I'm talking about. Today I want to talk to you, and I know it sounds crazy, about the 4 things in my life that I'm really passionate about, and that is my job as a lactation consultant. When I'm not a lactation consultant, my job as a yoga instructor. And when I'm not doing yoga or being a lactation consultant, then I'm working with you and I'm doing knitting and I'm doing crochet. But all of these things have to do with body mechanics, and proper body mechanics are going to keep you from getting hurt, from causing muscle fatigue in our bodies as we do these things. So first of all, as a lactation consultant, I work with new moms and babies and families, helping to establish breastfeeding or feeding our babies. Oftentimes, I have these moms come in who have injuries in their backs and their shoulders because of bad body posture. They're hunched over, feeding their babies, and they're not taking care of their body posture. So I'm talking to them about proper body posture and then carrying around this baby. When I'm not a lactation consultant, I'm also working with the senior population teaching yoga. Specifically, I work in an assisted living. So again, I am talking about proper breathing, giving the body a break, stretching, and proper body alignment. And then of course, when I'm not doing either one of those two, then I'm doing crochet and I'm doing knitting. So I thought, these actually all tie in together. Now I know you probably never thought of it this way, and only recently did I start thinking about how important body mechanics were and proper body alignment were in all of these areas, but I wanted to talk to you about that today. I also wanted to talk to you about some of the things that I find very helpful and help me to crochet and or knit better that have nothing to do with yarn or hooks or anything else that you would think is crochet or knitting related. Let's talk about proper body mechanics. So when we're knitting, when we're crocheting, when we're breastfeeding, when we're doing anything, even yoga, we don't want to have our shoulders slumped forward. We don't want to have bad body posture coming this way. Wherever we are, we want to make sure our shoulders are up and back and pulled back. When they're forward like this, we put a lot of strain on our spinal column, and that travels down here through the neck, down across the shoulders. Chiropractors love you. You'll spend a lot of time in the chiropractor's office. You end up putting compression, and you can do some serious long-term damage in your spine, in your neck, if we have improper body mechanics. In other words, if we have our head hanging down like this. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that once you get into position, your shoulders are up and pulled back. We do the same thing in yoga. I always like to do some nice shoulder stretches. And this is a really good thing to do if you've just been sitting for a while. You just need to change positions, get up, move around, and maybe do some stretches. So I'm going to show you some of those as well. Proper body mechanics is the number one most important thing. Now, one of the tools that I found, and this is interesting because I've only seen this recently on Facebook, where these people are running around saying, this is the best tool I've ever found for my crochet and for my knit. And it's basically a pillow that you fit around your waist, and then they cinch it up in the back. Well, you know what this is? This is a breastfeeding pillow. This is what they call a boppy, and it sits right around your waist. But the baby sits here. In crochet and knitting, my work sits here. The idea is that you're keeping your work elevated, and you're able to keep your shoulders up and back and straight, and giving yourself good proper body alignment. So this thing on Amazon, $19.99. This thing with the name Crochet and Knitters across it, I found for about $50 or $60. So if you want to get something like this, just go out and get yourself a baby pillow, or a nursing pillow, you might be called. And it just sits here and tucks right into your belly. And then what I do is I just take my work and I sit it right here. So I know that now my shoulders are up and back and I'm in a better body posture. The other thing that I like to do is make sure that I have my feet propped up on something. You want to make sure that your hips are elevated, that your knees are at hip level or even a little bit above. If they're down below your knees, we end up putting a lot of pressure here behind our legs, and that can cause a lot of muscle tiredness, sometimes even cramping and varicose veins, where we get that compression and that lack of circulation through the back of our legs. So again, when we're breastfeeding, we want to make sure that our knees are up nice and tight. This is a great position you can be in as well, where your knees are at or above your hip level, reducing all the strain and the weight here on the backs of the legs and reducing the tiredness. So I have my feet propped up on a little ottoman cushion. You can sit in a rocking chair or a recliner as long as your knees are at hip level or just above. So now I'm getting there. I'm almost in proper alignment. Now this was something I found on a channel called Crafters Autonomous, and she had these things called lazy readers. They are prism glasses. Now I had never seen these things before, but I thought that's kind of cool. So I went ahead and I ordered myself some. Now I haven't actually really tried working with these before. Now, as you know, I do wear glasses, so I'm going to see if these can fit over my glasses. The idea behind these is that you can keep proper body alignment, looking forward, keeping your body forward in here in this position, not bringing our head down forward, but the prism allows you to look straight down. So let's see if they work. Oh, wow. Ooh. Okay. This is kind of interesting. So first thing I got to be able to do is find my hook, which that's a little difficult. Okay, so you kind of have these blind spots, but I can see my work right here. These are pretty cool. These are actually really interesting, but I can absolutely see my work. And I believe my body posture is correct. It feels correct. Like I feel like my shoulders and my neck are actually in a good position. They take a little getting used to, but you know what? I am cool with these. Now, if you're watching TV or you do anything else, I don't know that you could actually do this because you kind of have to like look way up there to see anything. Like that's how I'm seeing you right now. But if I'm just sitting right here and my work is right here in front of me, this actually is pretty cool. And they fit nice and easy over my glasses. So these guys, I could kind of give these a win. These are pretty interesting. So as you can see, my arms are placed on top of my pillow. So my work is here in front of me. I'm not dropping my shoulders down. I'm not putting pressure here in my shoulders. My work is nice and high. I'm propped up. I can actually extend, even keep my work right here in front of me. And my neck is not hunched over and I'm not getting that compression or the pressure here in the back of my neck. I found these on Amazon. I will include the link in the notes, in the show notes. I think these were like $14.99 or something along those lines. I think they're good for like reading in bed, gaming, anything like that where you're looking down, but you want to keep your body posture in the right place. All right, now let's see if I can continue on with the rest of the video. The other thing that I like to have is a neck light. Now I have tried a lot of neck lights in my past, and this one here I did a video on recently, and I by far absolutely love this neck light. This is the Nivava neck light. It's got the little buttons and everything right up here. What I really like about this is the back of the neck is completely conforming. I can twist and turn and move this any way I want. And even after I get it in the position I want, I can even point these to the exact place that I want to be working. There is a button up here that changes the color, whether you want to go with a cooler light or a warmer light. There's even a timer, so you want to make sure that you don't fall asleep at night. You can set the timer for 30 minutes to an hour. And then here, we just go ahead and we turn on our lights. And one side will turn on the other. I like my light to be a little bit on the blue side, so I literally just put it around my neck, get it to this position I want it to be in, and I just shine it right down on my work. Do I care if people laugh at me? No. I'm more concerned about my body posture and how I feel after a couple hours of knitting and or crocheting. But right now I can see my work perfectly. I have my light, I've got my support, and I have my prism glasses. This is actually very, very comfortable for me. So these are three things: the prism glasses, this boppy baby holding pillow, and my neck light. Non-crochet, non-knitted related products and tools that I found to be very, very helpful. And of course, from the get-go, I have always had really nice, comfortable, ergonomic crochet hooks. These are my Ophire crochet hooks. Absolutely love the way they feel in my hands. I don't get any tiredness in my hands whatsoever because I'm not clenching my hook. I'm holding it nice and soft, and it's not putting my hand in a contorted or in a unnatural position. I could sit here and do this all day long. So usually about 30 minutes or so into my crocheting, I have my water, I've got my little snacks or whatever, but about every 30 minutes, I'll go ahead and stand up, maybe go to the restroom, take a little bit of a stretch, just to give my body a break and change the position. So I'll show you what I typically do as a break. Put my work down. You can actually see. I'm going to take my Prism glasses off for the moment. These guys are cool. These guys are winners, I have to say. Take my neck light off. So what I do, and this is a yoga position that I do. First thing, I make sure I sit up nice and tall. So I have a nice tall spine. I inhale through my nose, reach my arms up overhead. This is what we call a seated mountain pose. I turn my torso over to the left, bring both hands down to the left side, and then just give myself a big twist, as if someone is touching me on the shoulder, as if I'm wringing out a washcloth and I'm releasing the stress. So I use my hand here just to give myself a little bit of an extra twist. Inhale here. Exhale, and I come back to center. I do the same thing on the opposite side. Inhale, reaching my arms up nice and high. Biceps are hugging my ears. Turning my torso, my legs stay reaching forward. Turn my torso over to the right side. Both arms come down, holding onto the chair, and I give myself a beautiful twist this way. Make sure your spine is nice and tall. Don't hunch over. Make sure it's nice and tall, sitting up straight, and then give yourselves a big twist. Just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure that when you breathe in and out that you bring your shoulders up to the ears, bring them back as if you're squeezing a lemon between your shoulder blades, and then drop them down. And now I'm ready to keep on moving. Now sometimes, after a while crocheting and knitting, your hands and your fingers are going to get a little bit tired. So this is an exercise that I do in my yoga class with my seniors, and it really helps to kind of bring the blood flow and the comfortableness back into our fingers. We inhale, we reach our hand out in front of us, fingertips and palms facing the ceiling. Then we drop our fingers down so the fingertips are pointing down towards the floor. I bring in the opposite hand, coming back and giving each finger a nice little individual stretch, bringing those fingers just easy back towards my arm. All the fingers, and as I do, I can feel the stretch moving up into the arm. Index finger, and then you never want to forget the thumb. So what we're doing is we're just helping to elongate and to give a little bit of a break and a stretch into the ligaments and the muscles in the hand. Now I take the hand and come all the way across and do all the fingers at once. Then I go ahead and inhale, bring that hand up as if I'm going to high five someone, and I come in and I give myself a little high five, bringing those fingers back towards my wrist. Good. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. So I inhale, bring my palm out facing the ceiling, drop those fingertips till they're pointing towards the floor, bringing my right arm around, and with each finger individually, I give it a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of love, only to the point of comfort. If there's any discomfort, we stop. We don't want to injure ourselves. Don't forget our thumbs. Reaching around, grabbing all the fingers, giving them a beautiful stretch back. Inhale, give yourself a high five and give yourself some love. And then if you want, I just like to shake it out a little bit. Like we're getting rid of any negative energy, anything that doesn't serve us, any aches or pains, we shake it away or we blast it away. Anything that doesn't serve us. And now we're ready to get back into it. This is the Nivava neck light. I will include a link below of the review that I did on this neck light, but by far, I absolutely love this light. It's super comfortable around the back of my neck. It doesn't pinch. It doesn't have any like hard areas back here. It conforms completely to my neck. And then again, there's these pivotal balls in here, like these ball bearings, where these can point any direction that I want them to. So I place it here. I find my work, bring it back over to the top of my pillow. Oh, these guys are interesting. I didn't think I would like these. Thank you, Crafters Autonomous. I'm actually pretty happy with these guys. Remember, shoulders back and down. And I am completely comfortable moving forward. I can sit here all day long with my crochet projects or knitting. So this is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, talking to you about proper body alignment when we're crocheting, when we're knitting, and then of course if we're breastfeeding or ever doing yoga. I know, who would have thought that you could put all of those together in one sentence? Welcome to my world. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Please comment below and tell me if you've tried any of these tips or if you have additional things that maybe I didn't mention here, maybe I don't know about. Tell your friends about us and make sure that you hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications of every video that I post. And as always, I'll see you soon.